So an hour or two ago, I put up a tweet, and that tweet said that I had lost 10 pounds in the last 16 days. If you want to see me, this is what I look like. I would like to lose 10 more, but I feel good. I feel like that was a pretty aggressive target, and I hit it. And someone replied to my tweet and said, "Woody, tell us how you did it." And I thought, yeah, why not? You know, he asked for a vlog about it or something, vlogging what I eat. So, we're walking up a big hill right here. I thought I'd share. I don't know, I'm thinking to myself, do I tell him what I ate or do I tell him how I got fat? I think I'm gonna start with how I got fat. It's easy, you know, I'm 41 and time just passes in a way that a lot of people who watch my stuff haven't experienced yet. You know, if you gain half a pound every month, which is like nothing, right? Half a pound. That's like one snack or something, or a pretty big snack. And then you do that monthly, 2 years goes by, that's 48 months, it's 24 pounds, and all of a sudden you're like, what the hell? And you think to yourself, well, why don't you just nip it in the bud? What happened to me was, so I like to be in the 180s. I know that's heavy, but I'm kind of like a heavy person. Like my rib cage is wide, my hips are wide, I'm just like kind of big, and like I'll never weigh 160 at any kind of reasonable physique. So anyway, I like to be in the 180s, and sorry, I'm thinking at the same time. So when I found myself in the 190s, I was like, you know, hey, like 190s, it's kind of like 180s, isn't it? You know, self-lie. What's the big deal? I could get back to 180s in a heartbeat if I had to. And then it was like upper 190s, and I started like became complacent with that weight. And then I hit 201. And when I hit 201, it was like, not good, you know, but whatever. I don't like to see 200, but I'm just good poop from the 190s, right? That's nothing. Stop stomping, please. So, then I hit 207.5. And that's the highest I've ever weighed. And it was 16 days ago. And it was like, okay, there's no more lying to yourself at that point. You know, you're not a hair's breadth away from 190, which is kind of a hair's breadth away from 180. It went wrong. So let's fix it. And at the same time, you know, Wings was out walking, and especially Dr. Chiz. Dr. Chiz, we're doing this PKA adventure. Actually leave tomorrow. And for the PKA adventure, you had to be under 250 pounds. And Chiz was 270. And he's like, no problem. I needed a reason. I'll lose the weight. And the son of a bitch did it. He lost 24 pounds in like a month. And, you know, as he's dropping this weight, I'm seeing mine, and it's like, okay, let's do this. So how I did it. The secret to losing weight is not a secret at all, right? Like, everybody knows this. Yeah, it's diet and exercise. And what most people, but not everybody, knows is the ratio. It's like 80-10, or I'm sorry, it's like 80-20 in favor of diet, maybe even 90-10. I mean, if you just diet and don't exercise, you'll get pretty far in terms of losing weight. The exercise I've done has been pretty weak. Like, I use a rowing machine. It's, I want to block this sun. I use a rowing machine, and it's like the one they have in House of Cards with the water in the front. I do that a little bit. I walk, I take the kids to the pool. In terms of exercise, I recognize this is weak sauce, but if the goal is to drop the body fat, it's really about diet. And in that, I followed Chiz's lead. So Chiz did it more hardcore than me, but he was juicing. It sounds like roids. But what he does is he puts fruits and vegetables in a machine, it turns them into a drink, and that's his meal replacement. And it was like, you know, seriously, it sounds like crazy talk to me. Like, why anyone would do that, how you can have a drink and call that a meal. It's crazy. But as I processed it in my head and talked myself into it, I realized, stop stomping, please.
I'm not.
Okay, he's not. So as that happened, I sort of realized, like, well, you know what? Your belly doesn't really care whether the juicer turned it into a liquid or your teeth did. It's essentially you're having fruits and vegetables for a couple meals a day. So with that in mind, I bought a juicer and just sort of got hardcore. And at first, it was like weird to me, like why anyone would do it. I'm gonna go this way so there's no, you know what, I'll go one more. Fewer cars. The secret was discipline. I feel like if I ate fruits and vegetables instead of juicing it, I probably had about the same result. But what I stopped doing was, well, certainly no snacks in bed. Sugar drinks, zero. You know, don't do that at all. It's so easy, in my mind, to cut calories by removing sugar drinks. You know, it's one of the easiest sacrifices you can make. And so that I did completely. This guy's backing out. Colin, catch up. So, there we go. No sugar drinks. When I did want to snack between meals, I would just do something like 10 or 12 almonds and then a lot of water, and that would satisfy my hunger. And partly there was just an attitude of like, all right, you're hungry. Well, that's your fault for being a fat slob. And you know that Pringles you had last month? You're eating that now. Deal with it. And you know, it's discipline is a big part of it. So I'm sorry about this traffic. It's rush hour and people are coming home from work. So so there. And then when I had a meal every day. At first I didn't, like the first 2 or 3 days, but it got to be that I'd really look forward to that meal. And let's go. I'd really look forward to that meal. So it was like, all right, I'll have solid food every day. And it was almost always what we call George Foreman chicken, which is just boneless chicken that we cook on that grill. And there you have it. So, oh, and then with that, I'd usually have a vegetable. I'm fond of green beans. Sometimes it was even a starch, which I know is kind of a guilty thing, but you know, what can I say? You know, so I'd have like a baked potato or something with my boneless chicken and call that a meal. But you know, you do this every day and you keep it up for a while and you lose weight. You happy? Catch up. So so that's how I did it. I cut the crap and I stopped lying to myself. And with those things in mind, I lost 10 pounds and I'd like to lose 10 more. I'm not sure if I'll lose the next 10 in the exact same way or if I'll like chill and maybe lose 10 pounds over a month or two and not juice anymore. I don't know, but I'm happy, you know, and it's not water weight or anything. It's not that kind of bullshit. I just buckled down and ate right, exercised a little, and that's all there is. Every time there's a weight loss video on YouTube, the experts pop in on the comments, and they're probably already writing, you know, before they even hear this part, about, you know, the best way to do it, how they should do it. And, I watched a Wings video a couple hours ago where he talked about how frustrating that was for him, and I can kind of see how that happens. Like, I feel like knowledge is never the missing component. You know, I don't think people are getting fat because they mistakenly thought pizza and ice cream was good for you. I don't think they got fat because they had no idea that there were benefits to exercise. I think they got fat because they didn't tell themselves no. You know, that's how I did it. And I guess fat's relative, but, you know, fatter than I wanted to be. You just, like, I don't know, like trail mix, right? I love trail mix. It's a mix of peanuts, cashews, raisins, and M&Ms. Delicious. And, you know, you eat that lying to yourself as if it's some sort of healthy snack. Oh, it's nuts and raisins and chocolate. And It's not a healthy snack. and you're probably snacking when you shouldn't be snacking at all. Trail mix is great if you're hiking. You know, then you've earned it. Hey, handsome. But, you know, if you're watching Netflix, then you haven't earned it. So don't do it. And that kind of like being straight with yourself and telling yourself no when you want to be eating, when you want to be doing stuff you know you shouldn't do. That's that I think is the key. It's not even knowledge. There's a million diets that work. Okay, let go, Colin. Okay, my wife called when we were vlogging, and it cut things. So I just feel like I should, you know, put a period on the end of this vlog by saying what I've said before, that if you have a weight issue and you want to fix it, then to me it's not a knowledge problem, it's a discipline problem. And you know, there are a million times in life that you'll be more successful if you do shit even when you don't want to. That goes for school, it goes for work, it goes for diet, it goes for everything. And you know, I just sort of applied that, you know, the same freaking principle I put on everything else, and that's how I've done what I did. So I hope you liked the video, and tomorrow, painkiller already. It'll be a big one. Stop stomping!